All right, I think we're just about ready to start things up today. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of my Come Hang Out live streams, where we just kind of hang out and talk about whatever comes to mind. Today is December 28th, 2021. It's a Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday today. Myself, I'm doing okay. Still in pain from yesterday. We'll talk about that here in a second. Today is episode number 50 of this series of live streams. We made it to 50. Hey, good job, guys. We made it to 50. Awesome. Episode number 50. Before we get any further into the stream, let's go over our streaming schedule really quick. This is what we got going on. We stream Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. And of course, I do provide you guys with daily updates. If there's ever a day where I cannot stream, I will let you guys know via my community tab. It's always good to check the community tab for updates and whatnot related to this channel. So in terms of today's stream, I am still in pain from yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, I hurt my neck somehow, and yesterday was a pretty painful experience for me, all things considered. Today is no different. So I figured let's just do another casual, laid-back stream today where we just kind of hang out and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to see some different images from time to time, feel free to ask in the chat as well, and we will just call it good from there. Tomorrow, I'm going to have something different on this channel for these streams. We're going to do something fun tomorrow. But just for today, let's take a little bit back and let's do a casual stream. Haven't gotten it checked out just yet. I do plan on going maybe sometime tomorrow if it continues. It is a little better today, admittedly, but still very stiff and hard to, move my head around, and it's just a big mess. Yeah, let's start with Seabound. That's a good idea. Let's start with Seabound images. But yeah, as mentioned, if you guys want to chat about anything else, feel free to ask me. We can totally, just hang out for the hour. We have until, again, 8 p.m. my time to chit-chat and talk about whatever you want. So, yeah, what do you guys got for me? In terms of the Ninjago community, I don't think we have any news. Not much going on. We're getting closer to the release of the new Ninjago core sets, of course, coming out on January 1st. I'm excited for those sets. I'm definitely going to get my hands on some of them. I actually figured out last night which ones I want. So, yeah, have that all figured out. So come January 1st, I will place my order. Don't think I'm going to be going to the actual Lego store to buy those because I don't feel like driving 3 hours and then 3 hours back just to buy Ninjago. Will there be a Woo minifigure tier list? Yes, I do have that in the works. We will do that at some point here, maybe this week, maybe next week. Haven't decided just yet, but we will be doing that at some point. We will be doing that very soon. So just hold up, be patient. We will get there. Master Woo doesn't have anything super major. I mean, he has a decent amount of minifigures, just not as much as some of the other characters. Just got the Ninja Subspeeder. It's a pretty awesome set. Yeah, I got my hands on that thing too around the time of my birthday last month. And yeah, it's a pretty cool set. I still have it on my shelf all put together. Haven't really looked at it just yet. I haven't done a review for it or anything like that. But it's a pretty good set. I do like it a lot. So, it is what it is. Definitely a pretty solid J vehicle, that's for sure. Jim Carrey's coming back in the new Sonic movie. Yes, I did see that. He looks amazing with his bald head and his big bushy mustache. Jim Carrey is always fun. We have a $1.99 donation from Alden. Thank you very much, Alden. Agent Smith version of Lord is evil and get well. Thank you very much for the kind wishes. Speaking of Agent Smith, have you guys actually watched the new Matrix film? I heard it was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. But once again, thank you, Alden, for the $1.99 donation. Should see a... Oh, there it is.
Pizza time.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay there. We could probably turn that up a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Turn up the donation sound a little bit. Let's see. Am I going to get the Sonic Lego set? Did they announce a new one? I thought they had a new one coming out. I don't know if that was officially announced, though. If it was announced today, I totally missed that announcement. So I might check it out after the stream wraps up. Got the Boulder Blaster for Christmas. Awesome. Yeah, also a pretty good set. The Boulder Blaster is pretty good, actually. I noticed at my local Target and all that kind of stuff, the Boulder Blaster is like the only Ninjago set that is still around. Seems like it was a pretty unpopular set, all things considered. But, if you want the Boulder Blaster, if you want the Boulder Blaster, you could probably find it pretty easily, because apparently nobody wants it. It's quite a shame. I have it. It's a pretty good set. I'd recommend it. Resurrection sucked. Yeah, I heard it wasn't very good. I'm not a big Matrix fan. I've only seen the first one. And, it was decent enough, I guess. I just don't have any interest in watching the rest of the Matrix films. Got the Switch OLED for Christmas. Nice. I actually saw a Switch OLED at my local Walmart the other day. I was there looking for Transformers. Saw the Switch OLED. Figured, I could buy it, but I already have a perfectly good Switch that, runs fine and handles games okay. I really don't need the Switch OLED. So, Target said of everything except for Video, Mario, and Eternals. Yeah, lots of Eternals stuff. Even aside from like the Lego sets, a lot of the Eternals merch just isn't selling. It's like, oh man, I wonder why. I couldn't find any Spider-Man stuff at my local Walmart, but I found a whole bunch of Eternals stuff. I wonder why. What happened, Eternals? It's almost like you weren't all that great. Let's see. Chris Pratt has been officially confirmed as the new voice of Master Wu. I wouldn't hate that, actually. He'd make a good Master Wu, a very young Master Wu, but good nonetheless. Got Zane's Titan mech, cool. That's a pretty good set too. Let's see. Tom Hanks is Garfield, good lord. There are legit 0 Lego sets at my local Target. Yeah, we still have a couple around here, mostly just discounted stuff, a couple of older things. Not much for Ninjago, again, aside from the Boulder Blaster, which apparently, as mentioned earlier, nobody wanted it. It's very strange. It's a pretty good set. It comes with, Golden Kai? It's a good enough reason to get the Boulder Blaster, I think. OG or new Lloyd poll, please. Ooh, which Lloyd is the best one? Let's do that. I'm going to add the Lloyd from the Ninjago movie as well. We'll see how well he fares. Yeah, let's do a couple of polls. Which Lloyd is best? Question, what kind of bear is best? We have the OG. Season 1 through S7. Yeah. We have the new. I hate calling them like the new versions because they've been around for like a couple of years now, yeah? Present. And then we have the movie version. All right, let's put that poll out there. Feel free to vote for your favorite incarnation of Lloyd. Lloyd. Which Lloyd is best, the OG, the new one, or the movie version? Feel free to vote. Keanu Reeves would be an awesome Ghost Rider. Yeah, I've actually seen some fan art of what that looks like, and I don't hate that. I think Keanu Reeves needs to be in the MCU at some point in time. I heard they contact him for almost every movie, trying to find him a role somewhere. But yeah, Ghost Rider, why not? I think that'd be awesome. Got the new 2022 Ninjago sets early. Nice. I actually was kind of thinking about that because last year we had the legacy sets pretty much towards the middle of December. You could pretty much find those, especially on Kohl's.com and in the Kohl's store. Not so much this year. Haven't seen any early releases personally, and I'm fine waiting until January 1st. But hey, if you found them early, that's awesome. I don't really need these new sets early, but it is kind of different from what we had last year. Even with the Seabound sets, those came out a little early as well. John Wick should be in the MCU. Yeah, Keanu Reeves, but he plays John Wick. Not an MCU character. He just plays John Wick in the MCU. I'd watch that. What if they picked Fred Armisen as the new voice of Cole in the show? Actually, I wouldn't hate that. I think Fred Armisen did a pretty good job as Cole in the movie. He's very good at sounding younger than what he actually is, if that makes sense. So I think he could pull it off. I am happy with Andrew Francis, though. I think he's a good fit for the new Cole. I'm excited to hear what he sounds like, We're going to first be seeing that first hearing that in the upcoming series of short films for Ninjago. Every store around me has a Ninjago shortage. Only sets I found were the Boulder Blaster, Final Flight, Destiny's Bounty. Even in the Lego store, it only has the Guardians and the Hydra Bounty. That's crazy. I can see why nobody would want the Final Flight of the Destiny's Bounty. I mean, as Junior's sets go, that's probably one of the worst ones, and it's expensive too. So you're paying a pretty high price for, in my opinion, not that great of a value. The Boulder Blaster, again, I feel like that one should be more popular than what it is. Yeah, even the Lego store is having shortages. How about that? I saw on Lego.com they were sold out of a lot of stuff. I just assumed it was because, it was literally just Christmas, and I imagine a whole bunch of people have Lego on their Christmas lists. So, it is what it is. Can't find Ninjago anywhere. I reckon that Ninjago will totally be restocked around various local retailers, probably the 1st of January when the new stuff comes out. And they probably still have a lot of, what do you call it, inventory of older stuff that they'll probably put back out or put on clearance or whatever. That's always a fun time, finding older stuff on clearance. And Tobey Maguire as Master Wu. Yeah, maybe. Who's to say? Dwayne Johnson is Cole. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Is there going to be a live stream on Friday because of New Year's Eve? Is it actually New Year's Eve on Friday? I am not sure. Where is my December calendar? Let me look that up quick. December 2021. Nope, not 22. 21 calendar. Aha, Google. You almost played me there. Okay. Yeah, we can still stream on Friday. I'm not really planning on taking off for New Year's, and it kind of works out because even if I was planning to, it's on a Saturday, so we won't stream that day anyway. Yeah, we'll still do a stream on Friday. Don't worry. We will still do a stream on Friday. We'll do Ninjago trivia that day. I don't mind if it's New Year's Eve. Obviously, if you guys can't be here, that's A-okay. But just know we will still be streaming on New Year's Eve on Friday, so feel free to come on down and participate in some Ninjago trivia. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was almost New Year's, but I suppose it's already December 28th. Slowly catching up to 2022. Opinions on the new Monkey Kid sets. They're okay. I like some of them. I'm probably not going to get any of them, though. I don't currently own any Monkey Kid sets. Just kind of expensive for me, honestly. And I feel like if I buy one, I want to buy a whole lot more. And eventually it's just going to be a complete nightmare. Too many sets, not enough space. I was kind of thinking last night, I don't even have room for the 2022 sets. So I need to switch that up here pretty quick. So... it is what it is. I'm just mainly collecting Ninjago at this point. And J. Jonah Jameson thoughts. I think he's an awesome character. J.K. Simmons, you can't really recast him as that character. He is perfect in the role. So, Charlie Day is the new voice of Jay. I could see that. They kind of have similar energy, Makes sense to me. As I take a sip of my water, make sure you guys have something to drink. Stay hydrated, It's always good to stay hydrated. Let's check out this poll. Let's see who's winning. So it appears that the new Lloyd is winning from season 8 onwards. I agree. The new Lloyd is pretty good, followed by the OG, and then with a measly 6%, we have the movie version of Lloyd. Not super surprising there. A lot of people don't like the Ninjago movie. Every Lego store is an hour away from my place. Too bad I don't have a driver's license. Yeah, I kind of feel that. I mean, the nearest Lego store to me is, I think, about 2.5 hours, 3 hours away. Big drive if I want to collect Lego sets directly from the source. But I'll probably, order them online. Or if, some of my local stores around here, Target, Walmart, if by some miracle they have the new core sets on January 1st, I will buy them from there. More than likely, though, I'll probably just have to order them online and get them a week or so later. Not the biggest deal in the world. Season 2 pictures? Sure. Season 2. There we go. Thought the movie was alright. Yeah, I didn't hate the Ninjago movie. I just think it gets a lot of hate just because it's different, Ninjago fans, from what I can figure out, don't really like change all that much, which is fair. I mean, imagine you have something that you love and it's perfect the way it is, and then they change it for no reason. I can kind of see where people are coming from. I didn't mind the big change, though, to the TV show that happened around the time of the movie. I didn't mind it. It made sense, sort of, but I don't think it was necessary, I accept the change. It just wasn't necessary. That's okay. Nearest Lego store is 30 minutes away in a mall. Nice. Yeah, I wish I had that luxury. Excuse me. You ever drink water and it goes down the wrong pipe? It's exactly what's going on here. But I think we're good. I'll live. I'm not dead yet. Don't worry. Tom Holland is Jay. Yeah, Tom Holland is Lloyd. How about that? I'd cast Tom Holland as Lloyd Garmadon. What if Dareth and Clutch Powers had a love child? I don't even want to imagine that. I mean, what would a cross between Clutch Powers and Dareth look like? The ultimate annoyance. Maybe that's Ninjago's greatest darkness after all. A glass of water is Nia. Yeah, here we have the ultimate casting choice. A simple glass of pure water as Nia. It's about as much personality, too. Oh, taking shots at Nia. Nah, Nia's alright. She's okay. But have you seen her mom, though? the classic line. Do you know what Lloyd's middle name is? Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken, right? If I am not mistaken. Saw a video where if water goes down the wrong pipe, put your hands up and it will be better. I don't know if this actually works, but you can try it right now. It's a little better right now, actually. My throat's kind of cleared up, but I will keep that in mind. Put your hands up, huh? I have not heard of that, but I can totally try that out next time. I hope there's not a next time, though, because I hate that feeling of water going down the wrong pipe. It's just nasty, man. Nearest Lego store to me is a 20-minute drive. So lucky. I wish I lived near a Lego store. Unfortunately, I live in the middle of Wisconsin, and we don't have any Lego stores around here. It's just barren and empty. Let's see. Want Akita to return. She's my favorite side character, and Zane's my favorite ninja. Solid choice for favorite ninja. I mean, can't go wrong with Zane. And in terms of Akita, yeah, I mean, Akita should come back at some point. I would very much like to see that. What is Lloyd's father's full name? I think it's just Garmadon, isn't it? I think Garmadon and Wu are just Garmadon and Wu, unless it's like a Super Mario situation and Garmadon's name is Garmadon, or Master Wu's name is Wu Garmadon, or Garmadon Wu, or whatever. The movie heavily implies that their last name is Garmadon, but the movie is not really canon, though, is it? I don't know what the deal is in the show. I think they only just have one name. One name? Who are you, Seal? I feel like we haven't seen Borg at all lately. Yeah, when was the last time we saw Borg? Wasn't it in Prime Empire? I think it was. I think, unless I'm mistaken, unless I'm missing something. Wait, was he at Nia's funeral? Maybe it was there. I don't know. I can't remember. Let's see. What did I think of the new Doctor Strange trailer? I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, you know, Sam Raimi's directing. Can't go wrong with Sam Raimi. I think it's going to be a pretty cool movie in the style that it's being filmed in. It looks kind of like a horror movie, doesn't it? Looks kind of cool, actually. I'm very much excited for that movie. That comes out in May, right? In May, so got a little bit of time to wait for that, but I think it looks cool. Let's see. Nia ain't dead. Nah, she's just kind of in the ocean right now, doing whatever Nia does in the ocean. Who knows? Who knows what she's doing? Who knows? Season 10 images? Sure. Yeah. Like, it's easy enough to say that Nia's, like, departed, you know? Doesn't mean that she's dead, but, you know, it gets confusing. It gets confusing. Worst season. In my opinion, if you can count Day of the Departed, probably Day of the Departed. Otherwise, maybe the Fire chapter. I don't want to say Hands of Time. Nia's just vibing in the ocean. Yeah, she's just kind of hanging out, you know? Among the whales and the fishes and whatever. Whatever works, I suppose. A couple of you guys are asking for a Destiny's Bounty set poll. Sure. Why don't we end off the which Lloyd is the best poll and set that up then? In terms of the which Lloyd is the best Lloyd, the winner is the new version, which is obvious, makes sense to me, followed by the original, and then followed by the movie, which went up from 6% to 7%. Excellent. All right, let's do some bounties. Let's see. We only have 4 options here. Let's try... Are there 4 different Destiny's Bounties sets? Yeah, okay. Why don't we do the sets? Which Destiny's Bounty set is the best? Haha. So we have the original... from, 2012? Then we have the Final Flight from 2015. Then we have the movie Bounty from 2017. And then we have the Legacy Bounty, correct? From 2020? Is that when that came out? I think so. All right, feel free to vote for which Destiny's Bounty design is your favorite, or which Destiny's Bounty set is your favorite. We have the original, the Final Flight, the movie, or the Legacy version. Very solid ones. And there are some other versions too. Yeah, the 4+ one. We don't have room for that though, so we will just do the big 4. The big 4. I don't think anyone's going to vote for the 4+ Junior's Final Flight. You know. I mean, who needs Nia when you got Maya? My thoughts exactly, my friend. That is big brain plays right there. Can't wait for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, I'm excited to see him and Scarlet Witch. I don't know what they're going to be doing. Are they going to be fighting, or are they going to be teaming up? I imagine they'd team up against somebody, right? Maybe they'll fight for a bit and then team up against a common enemy. Usually how those hero versus hero movies go. I mean, Batman versus Superman went that way. Godzilla versus Kong went that way. I'm not sure if, if Civil War went that way. I don't think so, right? I think Civil War was like the only one where they didn't team up and, get buddy-buddy at the end. Pretty sure they, didn't do that for Civil War. That's good. But yes, feel free to vote for your favorite bounty. What's my favorite MCU show? Right now, I think Loki's the best one. Not perfect. Loki has its issues. I think all of them have issues. I'd say Hawkeye's maybe my second favorite, though. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to decide for those shows because, again, they all have problems. I don't think there's been a perfect one so far. Maybe next year we will see one. Mechagodzilla was awesome, though. Oh, I agree. I'm a big Godzilla fan myself. I think Mechagodzilla was pretty cool looking. I don't mind that movie. It just went the usual route of the hero versus hero movie, where they fight for a bit and then they team up against a common enemy. Very much in style of several other movies that we've seen before. Sorry you're late. What we doing? No worries for being late. Obviously, it's no big deal. We're just kind of hanging out today. I'm still in a little bit of pain from yesterday, so figured we'd just kind of hang out and chit-chat. Tomorrow, though, I do plan on doing something with you guys. Something fun on here. So I don't know what that is just yet. I'll surprise myself tomorrow when I think of it, when it comes to me in a dream. But yeah, we're just hanging out today. And once again, guys, no worries if you're ever late or if you miss a stream. Obviously, it's no big deal. You can always rewatch the stream if you'd like to. After they get done being live, of course, they will be uploaded as videos on this channel. So keep that in mind if you ever miss a day. Who is my superhero crush? Ooh, let's see. Who's like a really cool superhero? I mean, I'm kind of obligated to say Tony Stark, or maybe I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Athena from Eternals, she was pretty cool. I didn't care for the movie, but I liked her a lot. Angelina Jolie, can't go wrong there. Otherwise, yeah, Tony Stark, obviously. Tournament picks, please, for sure. Season 4. There we go. About the minifigure ranking streams, what if you would rank every single minifigure? Could be in parts that might take a while. Yeah, it might take a fair bit. Imagine if we did that at some point. What if we do that for like the 11-hour stream on the 11th anniversary? We just rank every single Ninjago minifigure ever made. That'd be crazy, but it could work. I'm not sure if anybody's ever done that before. We could probably do that, actually. Or at least take up like a solid portion of the 11-hour stream that we may or may not be doing for the 11th anniversary. That could work. I will keep that in mind. That could make for a pretty fun stream. Rank all the side characters. Yeah, I do plan on doing that at one point too. I think the next one that we're going to be doing, though, is the Master Wu tier list. So, we'll probably do that next. But yeah, 11 hours. We could probably get through that in, maybe like 2-3 hours? Maybe even 4? That would take up a fair amount of time. Beast Wars Megatron. Yes. Would I work for Master Chen? If he provided free noodles, why not? Master Chen's noodles, they sound pretty good. I'm a big pasta guy. Why not? Why not work for Master Chen? And plus, you get the added benefit of turning into a snake. Who doesn't want that, right? Who doesn't want that? What are my biggest Ninjago regrets? I have a couple, and most of my Ninjago regrets, fall in line with sets that I did not buy, that I regret not buying, especially some of the older ones. I regret not buying a lot of the older spinners when they were out because I missed them. I missed the spinners. I wish I would have gotten more of them. Instead, though, when Ninjago came out, I was also into Hero Factory and Lego City, and I oftentimes prioritized those two themes over Ninjago. Really wish I didn't do that. I also regret not buying, for example, if you want like a more recent example of a set that I regret not buying, the Legacy Earth Driller. I missed that one. I missed that one, and I don't like it. I hate myself for that decision. Should have bought that. I'll probably grab it one day. Hopefully it's still available at some point. Let's see. Prime Empire background? Yeah, for sure. Season 12. There we go. Who do I like better, Master of Light or the Master of Speed? I don't know. The Pale Man is pretty cool. And Griffin Turner is also cool. I don't know. It's kind of a difficult decision because they're both pretty cool characters. I will say the Pale Man. I think he's the better of the two. Master of Light, in my opinion. Favorite Skylar minifigure? Probably the original, though the one from Hunted is pretty good too. Honestly, Skylar doesn't have a bad figure. I think they're all fantastic. But I do prefer the original, I think. I think that's my favorite one. Got into Ninjago around Rebooted. Yeah, it's not a bad era to get into Ninjago. I remember when Rebooted was coming out, I was so happy when they announced that Ninjago would be continuing. I was like, oh, Return of the King, you know? We don't see a lot of that nowadays. It's not as exciting for some reason. I do not know why. So, let's see. Have I seen Malcolm in the Middle? I have not. I have not watched that show before. You should list all of the elements. That would take a while, and I would probably forget one, and I probably would not be able to figure out what it is. Just pop quiz. List all of the elements in Ninjago. Discovered Ninjago a couple months after the design controversy in 2018. Yeah, I remember those days too. I remember very vividly where I was when that was announced. It was a trailer for Season 8, came out at Comic-Con 2017, I think, in preparation for the 2018 Sons of Garmadon season, and it showcased the new Lloyd. My first thought was, well, I wonder how they're going to explain that. And they never really did they, in the show? Just kind of a vague answer to that question. I don't know. I wish they would have explained it a little more. It's whatever, obviously. Let's see. What's my favorite elemental power? Probably like water, ice, or, lightning. All those three are pretty cool. Pretty cool elemental powers, in my opinion. Got into Ninjago 1.5 years ago. Nice. What was out at the time? 1.5 years ago. Was it Prime Empire around that time? Oh yeah, Lloyd looks 10 times better now. I agree. The new design is a lot better. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and check out our poll right here. Who is winning in the Destiny's Bounty poll? The movie bounty is winning with 26% of the votes, followed by the Legacy bounty, followed by the original, and then followed by the Final Flight. I would probably rank them movie, Legacy, Final Flight, original. I think the original is by far the worst one. It's classic, sure, but I don't like that design all that much. I think the other bounties capture the spirit of the bounty, dare I say, better than the original. It is what it is. But yeah, the movie bounty is the best one in my opinion. Master of the Mountain. Yeah, that was like a year ago, wasn't it? Kind of crazy to think about that now. So, let's see. Hate when the old minifigures start to break. Yeah, I've had that problem sometimes, especially with like the older, like golden figures. You got to be careful if you have like a copy of the original Golden Ninja. That thing is very brittle, and I only have one copy right now, and I really hope it does not break, because I would be very sad day if that thing breaks. That's why I'm, careful not to drop them or whatever, and they just sit there and look pretty. It is what it is. People in the US can't get into Ninjago as easy. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that statement. Because Ninjago hardly airs over here. It's hard to, promote the sets unless you know about Ninjago prior. I mean, there's no show to promote the sets. So unless you just if you just come across the sets in the store and think to yourself, oh, that's cool, Lego Ninjas, I will buy that. You're not going to be very much invested in Ninjago unless you're already into Lego, or if you see it through like some other way. I don't know. Yeah, I get that. I understand. Ninjago marketing isn't what it used to be. Back in the day, we actually had the show and trailers for the show. It was a weekly thing and it was crazy. Everybody loved Ninjago. Nowadays, not so much. Rest in peace. Let's see. Hate when the hands become loose. Yeah, hands and arms, I'd say. Especially when you get like a crack in the side of the torso of the minifigure. The arms, you can just like spin like a propeller. It's ridiculous. I hate that. I like tight joints, not loose ones. Especially with the legs, man. Nothing bothers me more than having a minifigure with loose legs. It's just awful. I hate it. First time I saw the season 8 trailer, thought it was fake. I could see why. I mean, it totally doesn't look like anything Ninjago had ever done before. That trailer, when it came out, had some editing that still needed to be done on it, but for the most part, I think it was done. But yeah, I just remember thinking, wow, I hope they explain that in some way. And they never did. Oh well. What happened to old Ninjago? Got phased out after season 7, and then we switched things over a little bit, switched it up ever so slightly, and now we have new Ninjago, which, you know, some people prefer, some people don't. It is what it is. Season 8 pictures, sure. Sons of Garmadon. The movie might be trash, but the movie's Destiny's Bounty set is fire. I agree. The Ninjago movie had very great sets overall. I love a lot of those sets, and, you know, more often than not, I always choose to display those sets over current sets from the show. I mean, even on my shelf right now, I primarily just have movie sets, because those sets are really good. They're really, really good. You know, easily one of Ninjago's best waves. Wasn't it a time paradox? I mean, that's kind of what they said in the show. You know, maybe Master Wu messed up the timeline somehow. We could look entirely different and no one would know. But then again, I feel like that was just an inside joke, because obviously the ninja looked different. Nobody acknowledges it, so on and so forth. I don't know. I like to think it was a timeline mishap. But then again, a lot of the new designs, if you look at them, could very much be interpreted as older versions or aged up versions of the original designs, all except Jay, of course, because Jay's design doesn't look older. It looks infinitely younger, but it's whatever. I remember at one point, just going off on a little tangent here, I remember at one point, prior to season 8 coming out, it was revealed that apparently they were going to be using the exact same face rigs from the older designs of the ninja on these new ones. People interpreted that as the ninja from the new sets, or the new season, season 8, they would have the exact same faces as their original counterparts. But of course, they would still retain the same exact hairstyle as the movie, yada, yada, yada. Imagine their older faces on the movie hair, or, you know, vice versa, whatever. People thought that was going to be the case. Unfortunately, face rigs just means that they are going to be animated the same, meaning that they would have the same, you know, mannerisms, same facial structures as their original counterparts, rather than the face design. So when people saw that they weren't retaining their old faces, people freaked out, called the Ninjago staff a bunch of liars and whatnot. That was a fun time. It was fun to be a Ninjago fan around 2018. Crazy stuff. And at the end of that tangent, I'm going to take a sip of my water. Oh, my neck still hurts, man. Not great. It hurts to move my head. I cannot look left and right without hurting myself. Young Wu or Young Garmadon? I don't know, man. Young Garmadon has a pretty cool design. I think that's my favorite of the two. Of course, if we're talking about Teen Wu, that design is awesome. Favorite DC show? I don't watch a lot of DC shows, admittedly. I mean, I've seen Arrow. I've seen a little bit of The Flash. I'm excited for Peacemaker coming out on HBO Max. I'm definitely going to watch that because I liked the Suicide Squad, and, you know, Peacemaker is a pretty fun character from that movie. I'm glad that he's getting a spin-off of sorts. Can you make a video showing your room tour? Did it last year for 2021. Now could you do it for 2022? Yeah, I've thought about doing that before. Unfortunately, with my current studio, I have a lot of stuff set up in here that displays my real name, my real address, stuff like that. A bunch of like awards from school and whatnot, because I'm proud of them. You know, I want to hang them up. You know, why not? So yeah, I don't know if I cover those up, then maybe. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know when a room tour would come out. And plus the room is like constantly changing and whatnot too, so it's hard to find like a good time to record it because it's always being updated. Can we end off the poll? Yeah, it's been going for about 15 minutes. The movie bounty has won, but only by 2%. Meaning that the, you know, it's a very, very, very close race between 1 and 2, or 3%, whatever. Because Legacy came in with 29%, then the original, and then Final Flight. Fair enough. Fair enough. Whew. Season 5 pictures? Sure. Possession. What's my least favorite Ninjago minifigure? Most of the time, it's just figures that I keep on seeing in sets. For example, the Legacy Izor, I think, is ridiculous and redundant, so that one's on the top of my hate list. Otherwise, you know, people feel the same way about Legacy Kai. I don't mind that figure all that much. I quite like the design for it. I'd say Legacy Izor right now is probably my least favorite. Not that great. Or some of the Legacy Ghosts, maybe, because those are very lazy in my opinion. Batman or Superman? I'm more of a Batman. I'm more of a Batman guy. Superman's cool, but Batman is infinitely better in my opinion. Should do a favorite ninja poll. The only problem with that is that there are 6 ninja right now, and we only have 4 slots. So unless we do the original 4, I'm not sure what we could do. If you want to do a poll for the original 4 ninja, feel free to let me know, and we could totally do that at some point. Poll for the worst season/special. Ooh, actually, like, what are some of the lowest ranked seasons? We could do that. Like, least favorite of these seasons, actually. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Because what do we got? We had, well, what seasons get a lot of hate? Season 11, Hands of Time. What else? I don't know. What are some of the most hated seasons out there? Yeah, we only have like 4 slots to choose from, so just remember that. Why don't we do that? We'll do the original 4, and then we will do the like least favorite season thing. Let's try that. So let's do best. Oh, spelled best wrong, believe it or not. Best ninja of these 4. And who were the original 4? Cole, Kai, Jay, and Zane. Zane, my boy. This one should go pretty fast, and then we can do the, worst season or whatever. But, like, what other seasons? Oh, The Island? Yeah, The Island should be up there, too. A lot of people dislike Sons of Garmadon. Yeah, but I've also seen a lot of people really love Sons of Garmadon, too. I'm talking, like, the most hated, Yeah, Rebooted. Yeah, Rebooted gets a lot of hate, but I personally don't think it's all that bad. I mean, okay, what do we have? We have Hands of Time, The Island, Season 11, and we need one more. Maybe Day of the Departed? I don't know if I could consider that like a season, though, Hunted? Yeah, I've seen pretty positive reception for Hunted, though. I mean, I personally don't like Hunted all that much, but it's not bad by any means. Season 10 is underrated. Oh, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. A lot of you guys are saying Season 3. So maybe we could do that. I mean, Here, let me grab a piece of paper. Let me grab my notebook. What do we got? As I drop a whole bunch of stuff on my floor. Okay, so what do we got? I'm going to say, let's do Season 7, because that gets a lot of hate. Season 11 for sure, we're putting on there. And we have 4 options, right? So, I mean, what did we have before? Season 7, Season 11, The Island, Season 14, and yeah, we could do Day of the Departed. I think that's going to be our 4. I think that's going to be our 4 right there. Season 7, Season 11, Season 14, and Day of the Departed. I think that is our quartet that we will run with for the next poll, which we will do at some point before the end of the stream. So, yeah, I think I'm going to settle on those 4 for like the least appreciated seasons out there from the Ninjago community, because I've seen a lot of people rip on Hands of Time. Obviously, Season 11 gets a lot of hate. The Island, yes, definitely. And Day of the Departed, yeah, it's like my least favorite thing in Ninjago ever, and a lot of people feel the same, so we can do that. Season 7 pictures, sure, Hands of Time. We were just talking about how bad Hands of Time is. It's not bad, personally, to me. I don't find it to be all that bad. It's just kind of average and forgettable, dare I say. It's, it has good villains. Archronics and Crux, I would love to see them come back at some point. It is what it is. Where's Kat? She is at work right now. She works around this hour. The Island was just god-awful. I don't know, man. I liked The Island a little bit. It's not bad. I feel the same way about The Island that I feel about Hands of Time. It's pretty average. It's mixed. It has some good things. It has some bad things. Just kind of all right to me. Will there be any legacy sets for 2022? If so, can I predict? I predict that we probably won't see any legacy sets at least until the summertime for 2022. Fingers crossed we actually see some of that. If we actually see more legacy. And in terms of what I would like to see, I'd like to see more dragons. Give us like the lightning dragon or something like that. I would eventually love to see all of the original dragons redone in the legacy style. That'd be fun. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe they could remake like the Jaywalker 1. Probably not, because we already have about 6 million other J cars out there. What else? What else could they do? I'm trying to think from like season 5. Maybe the Moro Dragon. That could be cool to see remade. Does Kat work at Walmart? No, she works for a cleaning company. She works at like hospitals and whatnot, cleaning rooms, which, you know, especially in these times, it's very very dangerous. Very dangerous stuff. That's why she gets paid a lot. So that's good. That's good, right? Who's my favorite Ninjago villain? Probably Garmadon, Chen, the Overlord. Probably those 3 in that order. When I first saw the finishing line of Rebooted with "Are we compatible now?" I was so emotional. That's a pretty good way to end off the season. I don't think they should have revealed that Zane is still alive necessarily, but in the way that they did it, I thought that was very touching, you know? I thought it was okay. Haven't seen Day of the Departed in 4 years, so I have no idea what it's about. What's it about? Bunch of older villains come back to life and start harassing Ninjago, especially the ninja, because of course they want revenge, classic revenge tale, and at the same time Cole and Master Yang are doing something, I don't know.
Pizza time.
It's hard to pin down a plot for that. We have a $1.99 donation from Jose. Thank you very much. He says, and hopefully this doesn't get me demonetized, but he says, smash or pass Nia. I'm gonna pass. Have you seen her mom though? Nah, it's gonna be a pass for me, but thank you, Jose, for the $1.99. I appreciate it. I appreciate you supporting the channel. It's always nice to get donations, you know? Those donations go a long way, you know, to provide for this channel and allow us to do more of these streams, so then you can ask me similar questions in the future. It's the circle of life, you know? It's the circle of life. Were Rey and Maya married during the Serpentine War? That's a good question. I mean, they were probably pretty young, right? I imagine they were around the same age as the ninja, maybe a little older. It's a good question. I do not know, because we know that was at least 40 years ago. If they were in their, you know, late teens or early 20s, I don't know. That's a good question. Have you seen her mom? Yes. Yes, I have seen Nia's mom, and she is lovely. How are we doing on this poll? How we doing on this poll? Kai is winning. Big surprise. There's a lot of Kai fans out there. With Cole in second place, followed by Zane, followed by Jay, actually. It's really weird to see Jay in last place for anything. Come on, Jay fans. Step it up a little bit. Come on, step it up. How do I get rid of it? There we go. You have to stop always mentioning Nia's mom when talking about Nia. I mean, when I think of Nia, I think of Maya. And when I think of Maya, I think, okay, well, what's the use for Nia? Have you seen her mom, though? I get it. Season 7 was an incredible season for history. Yeah, provided a lot of really cool context to the Ninjago timeline. Yeah, see, stuff like that I don't mind from Hands of Time. It's just with Hands of Time, it has very mediocre animation, storytelling, even the voice acting is kind of off in some areas. Yeah, I don't know. Hands of Time was just not the best overall in terms of Ninjago. They could definitely do a lot better. You know, it is what it is. Do I ship Cole and Jay? Kinda. Kinda. I mean, I could get down with Bruise, obviously. But I see them more as, like, besties. I ship them both with other people more than I ship them with each other, if that makes sense. You know, I ship a lot of different stuff. Cole and Jay? Yeah, I can see it. Probably not gonna happen, but, you know, why not? Am I watching Spider-Man No Way Home again? I do want to see it at least one more time before it leaves theaters, but I still have a while to wait until that eventually does happen, so I'll probably see it again in a couple of weeks or so. I've seen it 5 times already, and, you know, 5 times is good enough, I guess, but I do want to beat my my record for Endgame, which was also 5 times, so I got to see Spider-Man one more time in order to beat that, you know, for the movie that I've seen in the theaters the most amount of times. Have I watched the Hawkeye finale? Yeah, I have watched it. When did that come out? About a week ago now? Do you think we could start talking about spoilers for Hawkeye? I don't suggest we talk about spoilers for Spider-Man, obviously. But for Hawkeye, I don't know. That's been out for like a week now. I'll just say for Hawkeye, it was okay. It had some fun moments, had some really stupid moments, but you know what? It is what it is. Most of these Marvel shows get pretty dumb towards the finale, in my opinion. You know, it's just how I feel. If you feel differently, that's awesome. How on earth do you remain interested in watching the same movie 5 times? It does help when you see it with different people. The first time I saw it by myself, the second time I saw it with my roommate Kat, showed it to her, wanted to see her reaction to it. The third time I saw it by myself, the fourth time I saw it with my my dad and my siblings, they really liked it. And the fifth time I saw it with a friend of mine. So it's fun if you watch it with different people, you know? It's always fun. The next time, though, I don't know if I'm going to find anyone to go with, so I might just go by myself again. It's a good movie. I like it a lot. I don't mind watching it more than 5 times, of course. Benthamar is king. He is king. They should bring him back at some point. Do I support Tobey Maguire as Griffin Turner? I mean, I would personally cast him as other characters in Ninjago, but I could maybe see him be Griffin Turner. I could very well see that. Doesn't mean I prioritize it, but I do support it. Yes, I do support that. Hot take, Maya's meh for me. That's fair. Not a lot of people enjoy Maya. Myself, you guys know how I feel about Maya. Is Benthamar literally a king now? I think so, right? Because Kalmar dropped dead. Same deal with Trimar. So yeah, Benthamar would be king, technically. He's kind of like the male version of Vanya to an extent. Like the ruler of a kingdom and also a very trusted ninja ally. Makes sense. Makes sense. Worst Marvel movie. Captain Marvel. If we're talking specifically MCU stuff. Captain Marvel, Thor 2, Black Widow, I mean, just to name a few. Am I ready for Miss Marvel? Gonna be honest, I don't know all that much about Miss Marvel. I understand like a basic rundown of what her character is and what her powers are. And I don't know, I'm gonna watch it when it comes out, but I'm just not looking forward to like the show necessarily because I know nothing about her. Same deal with like She-Hulk and Moon Knight. Moon Knight looks cool though. I don't know anything about Moon Knight, but it looks cool. I think that one is what I'm most excited for. Season 9 pictures, sure. And plus, we're going to cancel out the poll here with Kai winning, I think, right? Yeah, Kai won, Cole came in second, and Jay came in third, just beating Zane by 1%. How about that? And let's set up the poll for worst season of, obviously these selected ones. I'm just going to say which is the worst. How about that? And what did we settle on? Hands of Time. Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu. Ooh, just barely enough characters to type out that entire title. The Island and Day of the Departed. Okay, feel free to vote in that poll. Which is the worst, in your opinion, of these selected Ninjago seasons or stories or whatever you want to say, because not all of them are seasons, but you get what I'm saying. Which is the worst? Vote for your least favorite. Let's see who wins. Or loses in this case, right? Am I friends with Andrew Garfield? I wish. Have you seen Andrew Garfield? I wish I was friends with him. You ever stared into his eyes? It's like the first time I heard the Beatles. Look at that. We referenced Superbad twice in one stream. How about that? You guys ever see the film Superbad? It's a good movie. Don't watch it if you're like really young, but if you're old enough, check it out. It's a pretty good movie. Came out in like 2007? Or, if your least favorite is kind of like a different thing, feel free to type it in the chat. What's your least favorite thing from Ninjago? Let's all share our negative opinions. Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man. I can kind of see that. I mean, they all have their ups and downs. It's very hard for me to pick a favorite Spider-Man, I think they're all good in their own ways, and they all have their own issues. Finally watched the Seabound finale. It was so emotional and tragic. Yeah, it's a real heartbreaker, that's for sure. I remember watching it the first time. I don't think it's as like sad as maybe Zane's departure, but still sad nonetheless. It is a very sad finale. But I hope you enjoyed it. It's always fun to hear people's reactions to the Seabound finale. Let's see. Elon Musk is the best. He's by far the best Marvel character. He showed up in Iron Man 2 for a brief cameo during the raceway scene or whatever you call it. The bit where Tony Stark gets messed up by Whiplash on the raceway. Hate the Island with a passion. They ruined Ronan, who's one of my favorite characters in the show. Yeah, there was no reason to include Ronan at the very end of that storyline. Ronan is just really dumb in the Island. Do not like him all that much. I think the Island did kind of ruin him to an extent. That is fair. That's a fair critique. Would I rank all of the movies of 2021? I mean, I would if I saw more movies. I didn't see all that much during 2021. not gonna lie. I wish I saw more. There are a bunch of movies that I do want to see one day that I will hopefully see one day, you know? Probably not before the end of the year, though. What in the Ninjago show do you want to be a set? Probably Borg Tower. That's a really popular one right now. I keep on seeing people say that they want Borg Tower to be an official set. I agree. That needs to happen at some point. Make it a UCS set or whatever. Just make it happen at some point. That would be amazing. Make it the biggest set of all time. Sure, why not? Have it beat the Ninjago City Gardens like a year after it came out. I think Borg Tower is a pretty good set. If it were to be made into a set, I could see it being awesome. Gil Gossip and Clutch Powers are the worst things that ever happened to Ninjago. I mean, add Dareth to that list and there you go. Gil Gossip, I don't know. Gil Gossip is an okay character to me. I don't find her to be as annoying as some other people in the Ninjago universe, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I think she and Dareth deserve each other. Absolutely. What Ninjago minifigures am I missing from my collection? I'm missing a couple. I don't have Akita, which I do want, but she's expensive everywhere I look. I don't have Vanya just yet. I don't have the Skull Sorcerer, probably because I didn't buy a lot of Season 13 sets. Who else don't I have? I don't have Unagami. I do not have... mainly just a lot of villains and side characters. So, you know. I do have most of the Dareths, though. Best Ninjago book could be an encyclopedia. I really like the Spinjitzu Brothers books, so probably those. Otherwise, yeah, the character encyclopedias are always fun to read, especially the newest edition whenever that one gets released. You know, every once in a while they release a new one that's like the new edition, and those are always fun to look at. Usually they come with a figure. Always fun. Want the Akita minifigure, but she's too expensive. Yeah, I feel that. I was looking for her last night, and I found a listing for $60. I think that was the cheapest that I could find. And it's like, man, $60 for a minifigure. Do I do it? I mean, one day I will, but probably not now. You know? I got other stuff to worry about right now. I'm going to be dropping a couple $100 on Ninjago sets in like 3 days anyway. So maybe I'll just wait a little while longer. Because Ninjago already has my money. They pretty much own my wallet at this point. Let's see who's winning the poll. Let's see. In terms of which is the worst, Day of the Departed has the most amount of votes, and I agree that is the worst out of these four. Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu is in second place, followed by The Island, followed by Hands of Time. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Still need the Elemental Masters and most of the early villains. Yeah, that is true. I am missing, who am I missing from the Elemental Masters? Tox, the Pale Man. Is that it? I think so. Obviously both of those came from Ultra Agents, and I did not collect that series. Yeah, it's very similar over in my collection as well. Early villains, yeah, I don't have Samukai, I don't have some of the Snake Generals. You know, just stuff like that. Little odds and ends here and there. I do want to complete my collection one day. One day. Let's see. Lloyd in Hands of Time is the worst thing that ever happened to Ninjago. I don't know about that. What was he doing in Hands of Time? He was trying to be Sensei Lloyd or whatever, or Master Lloyd, because they couldn't say Sensei at that point in time because Sensei was an offensive word or something. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't love that characterization for Lloyd. I also didn't hate it either. It was okay. It was alright. Alright, with only a couple of minutes left in the stream, let's turn things over to rapid fire questions. Anything that I can answer in just a quick sentence or two, and we can totally end off the stream from there. It always goes by so quick. It's almost the end of the stream. How about that, as I knock more stuff over off my desk? Alright. Season 2 picks? Sure. We can end on Season 2. How about that? What's wrong with Sensei? That's a good question. For some reason, Ninjago just decided to switch Sensei Wu to Master Wu. Not sure why, but apparently it caused some disturbances in various countries around the globe. Could not tell you anything more about that, though. That's just what I've heard. Could be right, could be not right. Who knows? Should Kai become a villain, yes or no? I think yes. I think he'd be an awesome villain at some point. Obviously not a permanent villain, but sure, why not? Could give him something to do. Do I have Mr. Gold? I do not have Mr. Gold. When I used to collect the regular CMF figures all those many moons ago, I looked for Mr. Gold, but I never got him. It was very disappointing. Mr. Gold. Some of the dragons in season 9 look questionable. Yeah, I don't like Jay's weird lightning dragon from Hunted. Never was a big fan of that one. Do I like cake? I do like cake. Why do I not like Captain Marvel? I don't know. The movie was just very bland. I've only seen it once, so maybe I need to rewatch it, but I don't know. I remember not liking it all that much, and I remember finding it to be very boring. Maybe I'll watch it again one day. Who knows? Sethanator, thank you for the subscription. I love that gif of Garmadon. He's just like, huzzah. Do I think Zane is better than old Zane? Or new Zane is better than old Zane? I don't know. Older Zane had a certain charm to him that the newer Zane just doesn't have anymore. So I think they both have their ups and downs, you know? They both are good in certain ways. Cole liking cake got annoying. I will say, at least they committed to that character trait. At least they committed to that. They could have easily dropped it, but that stuck around for a very long time. Should you buy the movie Bounty? I mean, if you can find it for a decent price, go for it. Why not? Favorite flashback in season 8 or 9? I really like Cole's. I think Cole's is the best one. I think he's got the most emotional flashback. But Zane's is pretty good too, though. It's hard to pick. Jay's is probably my least favorite. I'm going to say Cole, Zane, Jay. That's my ranking. People say that we should have gotten one for Kai, but, you know, I disagree. We saw Kai's flashback. It's called The Pilots. Watch The Pilots, and there you go. Worst villain, Asphira, Iron Baron, take your pick, Master Yang. There's a lot of very weak villains in the Ninjago series. Let's see. Found it for $80 and didn't buy it. Man, that's a really good price for the movie Bounty. My goodness, that's a very good price. Best collectible artifacts. I mean, the golden weapons are always cool, you know, especially when they remade them for Legacy. I don't like the Scythe of Quakes Legacy design, but for the most part, you know, the golden weapons are cool. Otherwise, maybe the Fang Blades. Those are fun. The Arrow Blades, perhaps. You know, can't go wrong with any of those. Do I think Lloyd could turn evil? Maybe, but I feel like they've kind of already done the whole evil Lloyd thing with season 1 when he was young and in Possession when he was possessed. So I think they've already crossed that bridge, honestly. Master Chen does nothing. I don't know, he's pretty maniacal and crazy. That makes for a pretty fun villain to watch every now and then. When do I think Nia will return to the team? Maybe towards the end of the next season. I don't want it to be too quick because I don't want to diminish her sacrifice or anything like that. I think they should wait it out and take their time with it, honestly. What if Dareth gave up his life to save Nia? That'd be the best thing that Dareth has ever done. I will say that. Will Wu get another love interest? Maybe one day. I mean, he's had, Misako? Some could argue even Faith to an extent. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Otherwise, I don't know. It's a good question. Let's answer one more question before we wrap things up today. Let's answer one more big question, and then we will call it quits on the stream today. Let's see. But before we do that, let's end off the poll before I forget to do that as well. So in terms of which, Ninjago entity you guys voted to be the worst, it actually was Day of the Departed, which is no surprise to me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are totally surprised and shocked by the results. Otherwise, we have Season 11 in second place, The Island in third, and Hands of Time in fourth. Fair enough. Fair enough. And yeah, let's do one more big question before we wrap things up. Yeah, we can talk about that. Do you think that Wu did not present the golden weapons to Moro on purpose, or was it just an animation error? I think when it came down to it, it was just an animation mistake. Obviously, the Sword of Fire was not there. It was just a golden katana. I believe it was just an animation mistake, but I like to think that maybe he purposely chose to, not provide all of the weapons to Moro, just in case it did turn out to be true. But I guess we will never know. I just think, when it comes down to it, if you wanted a realistic answer, it was probably an animation mistake by the end of it. And with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my stream here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go over our streaming schedule one more time before we wrap things up today. This is what we got going on. We stream Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. And obviously, daily updates, all that kind of good stuff, yada yada. You guys know how it goes. Check the community tab every now and then. It's worth checking. Let's get some hugs in the chat. Let's see. I will give you guys 5 hugs. How about that? 5 hugs for the lovely viewers. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap things up today. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's stream, you guys. You guys are awesome. Kahoots will be on Friday, for those of you guys wondering. Fridays, we do Ninjago trivia, and we will be streaming on Friday, despite it being New Year's Eve. I don't have any plans, so let's just stream that day. We will be back. We will be back tomorrow, same time tomorrow, for another stream. We will actually do something tomorrow, so feel free to stop on by if you want to take part in tomorrow's activity. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for checking out today's stream. You guys have been awesome. I will catch you guys in the next one, and hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.